I'll hold on to it just so that I can pass this on to Kathy if needed, and then we'll come and give it to you. So you can begin.
All right, welcome everybody to the Vital Sites for a Protected Planet Pavilion, which I'm sure you all agree has been one of the most vibrant parts of this entire venue. It's, in fact, the whole exhibition hall has been one of the most vibrant parts of the Congress because of I think the contact and the intimacy, if you like, of being able to meet people and talk to people and so on. So you're very welcome here, all the people who are members of WCPA or friends of WCPA or wannabe friends of WCPA. You're all very welcome. So I didn't say who I was. I'm Trevor Sandwith, in case you don't know, and I'm with the Secretariat. And I'm going to now introduce Julia Miranda Londoño. Julia, as you know, is the Deputy Chair of WCPA. And we will shortly also welcome Kathy. So maybe you could bring Kathy onto the screen as well, Ruchir?
Yes, Kathy is...
Could the others on the call please turn off their cameras for now so that we can see Kathy as large as possible?
So Kathy is right now in Cambridge, but she's part of this celebration here in the pavilion. Kathy, hello, welcome.
Kathy, we couldn't hear you there.
Can't hear you either.
Yes, now we can hear you. Thank you.
So good evening, everybody.
Now we can hear you, Kathy. No problem. Okay, it's back to Julia.
No, Kathy, we want you to say hello to all these people that are here with us in this beautiful celebration tonight.
So good evening, everyone. I'm very sorry that I'm not there with you. I hope you'd have been pleased to see me and meet me, but perhaps not the germs that I am carrying, the flu germs. So I wanted to greet you for this event. Normally, we would have had a whole day for a WCPA meeting at the beginning of the Congress. Unfortunately, that hasn't been possible. Many of the WCPA leadership are not, in fact, in Marseille, but I see that some of them are online tonight. So I'm very pleased to see that. We thought this would be a nice opportunity for an informal get-together for everyone to meet. You have the opportunity to meet Nizar Hassan, who is one of our Kenton Miller awardees. I hope you'll get the opportunity to meet the candidates for new chair, Olivier Chassot and Madhu Rao. And I hope that you'll also get an opportunity to chat with many of the young professionals that we've brought to Marseille. I'm going to hand over again now to my very capable deputy, Julia, who's going to run us through the program. But I hope to have an opportunity later just to say goodbye. Thank you.
Slides.
Yeah, Kathy. Well, we must say that with Trevor, we had made a great team working for the World Protected Areas. So, Trevor, would you like to tell everybody what are we going to do?
Okay, with pleasure. We are trying to, it's kind of a race for time, but it's great to have Kathy online, and several other WCPA members are online, so we will soon meet them all. But just to give you an idea of the agenda, in this first half hour, we're going to celebrate some great successes of publications that have been produced, and also some great successes of people. And as close, if we haven't finished that by that point, we will defer it to a little later in the program, because Kathy has a hard stop at 8 p.m. because she's in another event, like all of us, we're running. But we wanted to have a little bit of time to exchange with you and with Kathy before she has to leave for that event. So we'll do that, and if anything is left after that, we will continue for a few minutes before we move to the social side of the function. So just so you know what's on the go. So you can.
Okay. So first, we are going to launch this wonderful book that was initially launched in Hawaii, right? In Sydney, right? In Sydney, and the English version, and we now have the French version. Thank you to Philippe, that is Mayo. But first, okay. Well, Trevor is telling me that I should tell a little story about how many publications or languages of we have published this book. After the English version, we managed to publish the Spanish version. So it was launched in the Latin American Congress in Lima in 2019. We made an agreement with Universidad del Bosque in Colombia, and they did a wonderful job with the help, of course, of Trevor and the team, and the University of Australia, and some donors, and we could publish it in Spanish. So a huge amount of people that speak Spanish language can use this amazing book that tells us how to manage protected areas, what to do. The main authors, and maybe Philippe is going to tell a little bit more in more detail, but having it in the 3 languages now is really a great achievement. The book in Spanish is going to be used with a university so they can, the students of protected areas master class can study their subjects in the book. So it is going to be used for many, many people. Now it is used for many people. So Trevor, Philippe, would you like to come here and tell us about the French version?
Thank you, Julia. So I will do it in French in this case. No. No, it's too heavy. No, thank you, Willie. So my name is Philippe Maillot, and I work for the European Commission, and I have the honor to be one of the partners, but the financial partner mainly, initially a bit the technical partner of BioPharma, and it was BioPharma funds who allowed this translation. Indeed, what is very, very important is that this knowledge that was incredible in the English book, that was probably reduced because you know the tendency of French to expand. So I'm not French, so I can criticize the French people. So there are a few in the room, I imagine, and they expand also morally. But here it's more in terms of content. Probably they have 100 pages less in English. No, we have over 1,000 pages, so it's really the Bible on the management of protected areas. And that's really a fantastic tool, especially because we realize more and more that protected areas are important not just for conservation, but for development. And if they don't work properly, the ecosystem services will not work, and the population around or even inside the protected areas, when it is a co-managed protected area, will not have a nice livelihood. The stability won't be guaranteed. So we know all the advantages of protected areas. But it is really important to disseminate this knowledge, because in many countries they are not really well managed because there is a lack of capacity, human capacities, but also a lack of reference material. And indeed, most of the material is published in English. So that's really important because Central Africa, Congo Basin is francophone, and it is a basic reservoir of biodiversity. West Africa also, you have some countries that are very important also for biodiversity. They are French. Madagascar, they speak French. So many countries need were needing this French version, and so that's really appreciated that that this book now is available. And I cannot really thank again enough, sorry, IUCN for this for this book and all the work that is done for protected areas. EU, I can say a few words on the EU and the protected areas. So we have really changed completely the amplitude, the extent of the support to protected areas that compared to the past. We had a few countries that had put biodiversity in the center of their cooperation. Just to have the figures in Africa in mind, because tomorrow we are launching in the same place, but at 6 o'clock, Nature Africa officially. And 30 countries out of 42 have put biodiversity and forest in the center of the cooperation. In the previous programming period, we had 4 countries, so from 4 to 30. You see the difference. So it shows that really nature becomes central for human development, and means also that we need this kind of Bible for helping us to support the countries, the African countries, but also it's mainly African, but also maybe other countries, and also in Europe. I'm sure that in Europe it can be also very useful, even if in some countries. So I don't want to be very long because we are taken by the time, but really.
I'd like to say something.
Yes.
Small. You said it is a Bible. You said it is a Bible, and it is. It was led by Graham Warwoys in Australia and the University of Australia, and you can download it as every publication of the IUCN completely free by chapters even, and every chapter has a big bibliographic reference. So it is wonderful to expand and study more about each chapter. Each chapter made by real experts in that specific theme. So it is really a treasure, this book, and so we thank so much having it in French.
Yeah, and like a Bible, there was an Old Testament and a New Testament. So it means that as management is also changing, we have new issues. Now we have for example, the issue of indigenous people is much higher in the agenda than it was maybe 10 years ago. So I hope that this book will be a living opus, and it is, I'm sure. So thank you.
And let me add my thanks also to Geoffroy Mauvais and Marion Langrand, who started the translation work, which is enormously complex and detailed. And of course, Philippe represents the European Commission, but it was also through the BioPharma program that the first one was turned into an electronic version that was available for free download through the Australian National University. They also financed the production and the publication of the online version of the Spanish version, which Julia's institution helped finance, and it is BioPharma through the African, Caribbean, Pacific Group of States and the European Commission in the BioPharma program that has financed this one. This is the only version that is in a tome. We have violated the entire World Congress paperless policy and carbon footprint with this one book. So it's not intended to be printed. It's intended to be downloaded. And the Australian National University says it is the most downloaded publication they have on their books. So thank you so much.
And Trevor, I must intercede.
Yes, please. Kathy.
That it was done entirely by WCPA members.
Absolutely. All the authors, I think there's 189 or so authors of this book. Kathy, you want to say some more?
Just that our good friend Graham persuaded, berated, nudged, cajoled, and really obliged us to produce this book. And so we're thrilled that it's now getting translated and widely distributed. Thanks. But this is a major WCPA production.
So do you want to call for any other publications?
Yes. We would like also to tell you that we had other publications. For instance, Parks, special issue about COVID, right? And other issues. I don't know if Brent is here and could tell a little bit.
Yeah, well, we did a very special issue on COVID-19. We had, again, like the guidance, we had tremendous participation from across the Commission. It came out on the anniversary of the day of the World Health Organization admitting that we had a problem quite officially. And I forget off the top of my head just how many people we had involved, but it was a tremendous effort, and we learned a great deal about how protected areas are affected, but also how they're part of the solution to getting us out of this fix. So it was quite, I suggest you have a look. It also is free from parksjournal.com.
And also the private protected areas.
Yes, we recently also had a French translation of an IUCN document that is the guidelines for privately protected areas. One of the things that the Commission does is produce guidance on best practices on protected areas of all kinds. If you go to the Information Hub, you'll see just a whole range of publications. We had done one about a year and a half ago. It came out in English, Guidelines for Privately Protected Areas. Similarly, we had a Spanish version come out at Lima at the Latin American Congress. And also thanks to Geoffroy Mauvais and others, we had a French version come out very recently, so that's available.
Thank you, great job. And also, if Mike Appleton is here, we want to look at him. I'm sorry, and he's not small. About competences. Mike, tell a little bit to everybody.
Yep, a few years back we published the Global Register of Competences for Protected Area Practitioners. Over the last couple of years, that is now available again through a team of Geoffroy and Marion in French, and also through the amazing intervention of Alain Valverde and team, also now published in Spanish. I'd also like to say that the Species Survival Commission have been so impressed by our work that they've copied us and made their own competences for threatened species recovery. So WCPA has also been inspiring the other commissions. Lots more products and outputs in the competence line about to come out, including a new app for competence assessment. Thank you very much.
There are more publications that we invite you to just look at the posters, or how could I say that? And of course, you can download all of them. But many publications that come from the Commission.
So again, because it's paperless Congress, the cover pages of all the publications are on the back wall here of including all the most recent ones with a QR code, and of course they're also on the website and you can download them. Many of them are also going into different languages, which is really excellent. So I think, we'd move to the next segment then.
Yes.
And I can't see Nizar anyway.
Okay, so we are moving to a very important part of this celebration, which is a call for the awards that the Commission gives to special people doing a great job in protected areas. No. Here we see Nizar. I don't know if Nizar is here, but to remember the Kenton Miller Award, which is a very important award that the Commission gives, Pedro Estevao, Maugura, and Nizar. We thought Nizar was coming here, but
There he is.
oh my God,
Okay.
wonderful! Come here.
Okay, so just stand next to Julia.
Congratulations again.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
A little bit closer.
Okay, get closer, closer.
Yeah.
الحفاظ على هيدا الأرز والحفاظ على هيدي الطبيعة هي مصدر العيش.
Oh yeah.
What you saw here again and again, protected areas is proving that is protecting nature as well as protecting communities. Maybe you are aware about the situation in Lebanon currently and the different crises that we are facing, the economic, the political, and the post-corona crisis. Now the reserve is providing hundreds of job opportunities for the communities who are living in the surrounding area of the reserve, in the 22 surrounding villages. It's in fact a big community, 120,000 persons living there. The reserve in this difficult time is supporting hundreds of families. The services that exist in the surrounding area of the reserve as well is working well despite the whole situation. What we are trying to say in this stage, in this difficult time, that well-managed protected areas can adapt with all situations. Economic crisis, natural crisis, as well as political crisis. Thank you for Rabi' who did this beautiful movie, and he's following again, Rabi' from Tunisia, the dreamer. And thank you for Trevor, for everyone, for this privilege. And I'm so happy to be here, as usual.
Aplausos. Thank you to you. We also want to we also want to name and here our Packer awardees. outstanding long-term service to conservation. And we have here Silvana, Campello, and George. So please, a big applause to them. Please stand up and show you. Silvana and George, they are a couple. They are a great team. They are the great team of the Amazon. So thank you so much for what you have done. Bravo, Silvana. Bravo, George. Yes. We also gave the Fred Packard Awards to Penny Figgis, our colleague from the Commission, a wonderful person working for so long, James Barnes, David McKinnon, and Dan LaFolley. So they are not here, but as the award says, yeah, outstanding long-term service to conservation. So we want to congratulate also to Denise Rimbaldi, Sarat Babu Gida, we know how hard he worked for so long, Romeo Vitrono, y Pedro Rosabal, which has worked so long for the Commission, for the IUCN, for all of us. Do you want to say something, Trevor?
No, just to celebrate with all of you the wonderful, I think, dedication of all these people and the long service that they give to conservation in this voluntary way. I don't know if Kathy wants to say anything else at this point. Kathy?
Yes, I'm not sure if Jim Barnes is actually at the Congress, but if he is, please make yourself known if you're at this event. All of these people, this is like a lifetime service award, and they should be very proud to be recipients of it. The Kenneth Miller Award is our most prestigious award for innovation, but the Packard Award is really a recognition of outstanding long-term work for conservation. And all of these awardees are exceptional and outstanding people, selected, I may say, from a very long list. We gave more awards this time, I think, than we have ever done previously. So I want to congratulate them all. You're all terrific movers and shakers for conservation. Thanks.
So now we want to celebrate the Ranger Awards, the new International Ranger Award, and Mike is going to say some words.
Am I?
Yes.
Okay, this year we had the wonderful opportunity with support from Conservation Allies and Rewild and the International Ranger Federation to offer a new set of international awards to rangers from around the world, complementing the existing awards which are offered by WCPA and IRF and other organizations. We had 115 nominations, and after a long process, we selected 10 winners from around the world, all of whom took part, sent little videos, and yeah, we have from Russia, Colombia, India, Madagascar, if you go back one, Georgia, Zambia, from Cambodia, and Myanmar. These the donors for this event were so impressed they actually gave 11 additional smaller awards to a set of runners-up who aren't pictured here. These awards will be launched again for next year in the near future, so watch this space. Thank you very much, everybody.
Great. So let us move then to a next step. So,
Trevor.
yes, Kathy.
So perhaps before we do that, we can talk about the Chairs Awards.
Oh, sure. Go ahead. I didn't know you had that on the agenda.
Yeah, Kathy.
So all of these award ceremonies we've already done online, and they were really spectacular occasions where we were able to interact much more with everybody. but it's also the privilege of the chair to give out special awards for outstanding service to the chair. And over the last quadrennial, we've had many outstanding people doing amazing things. But I particularly want to acknowledge Claudio Moretti from Brazil, our South American Regional Vice Chair, and Alan Valverde, our Central American and Caribbean Vice Chair
Alan.
from Costa Rica. And that's for leading on the organization of the third Latin American and Caribbean Protected Area Congress in Lima, Peru in 2019. And for following it up with a whole series of legacy activities, a whole week of activities last year, 2020, which will be replicated again this year to keep momentum on conservation in South America. CAPLAC 3 was a marvelous congress with strong participation of indigenous people and young professionals, and everybody involved in its organization deserves to be commended. Also online, I see Craig Grove.
Kathy, we have here Alan Valverde, and we are going to take the opportunity to give him a big applause, because really the Congress, the Congress was a great success, and these people worked on a voluntary basis very, very long. Alan, maybe you can tell something.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Kathy. This is speechless. I received this in name of more than 150 people in Latin America that make this real. What's a congress of 3,000 people, huge than this one. And the most of this was volunteer effort. So yeah, this is overwhelming at this moment. And I will say thank you to all of you. And thank you, Kathy, for being a good leader, a great leader for us. And it's very inspirational, all the team that the Commission do for create products for all of us in protected areas. So that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alan. And thank you to all the team that you represent. So yeah, Kathy.
So I see that Craig Groves is online, and we just wanted him to know how very much we've appreciated all of his efforts over the last few years as the editor for all of the WCPA best practice guidelines and technical reports. This is not an insignificant or easy job, and he's just been wonderful at doing it.
And also then Mark Hawkins is the other awardee for the chair, by the chair.
All of that work.
I was saying Mark Hawkins is the next one.
Yes.
Kathy, would you like to continue? Karen?
So Mark Hawkins from Australia, we want to thank him for taking on the key role as overall editor for the WCPA online scientific journal, Parks. It comes out twice a year, but also he's helped to deliver 2 special issues, one of which Brent referred to, the special issue on protected areas and COVID-19. Moving on, I see that Karen Keenley's side is also online. Karen works for Parks Canada, and she's put in an awful lot of work and leadership with the Nature for All program, which we run jointly with the Commission on Communications and Education. And we want to thank her for all the work she's put into that, all the support she's generated from Parks Canada for WCPA activities, and particularly for the amazing job she and her team did in helping in a major way to organize the Global Youth Summit, which was part of this Congress. So thanks, Karen. And finally, I don't know if Harvey is in the room, but I want to thank particularly Harvey Locke and Stephen Woodley, and I know Stephen's online.
Harvey's here, Kathy. Harvey's here.
And commitment. Okay, great. And commitment in supporting WCPA and IUCN inputs to the post-2020 agenda and development of the new CBD Global Biodiversity Framework. There's a story behind this. At the WCPA meeting in Hawaii, Harvey stood up and said, well, what are we going to do about post-2020? Have you thought about it? And Julia and I quickly responded and said, yes, you're in charge, do something.
Thank you, Kathy. Be careful what you wish for is the great expression. I think we've had a really good run with a very widespread global consultation. We've developed some interesting products that show the science is that we need to protect at least half the world, and that 30 by 30 is very robustly supported as a minimum target. We developed an idea called the 3 global conditions for biodiversity conservation and sustainable use, which allow us to meet those targets in a rational way. And tomorrow we'll be launching a document on behalf of the entire Commission about what counts towards 30 by 30, where we've consolidated all the protected area standards, all the OECM standards, the science, and everything. Will be a very, very helpful document to make sure that when we do make these great conservation advances, they're real and that they're grounded in standards that everyone has access to, and that will be in English, French, and Spanish. And the other thing we did is we played a pretty large role in writing the new global connectivity guidelines that we worked with the Convention on Migratory Species to get at the first global definition of connectivity. So we've had a big run. Kathy's leadership has been fantastic throughout the whole thing. And I just want to comment, I am so excited to look at this room and see that I'm in the oldest 5% of people in the room, and to see all these new faces is absolutely awesome. Over to you next. It's up to you. Thanks, Kathy. And a plug for Kathy. She has been a fabulous leader. A fabulous leader. I'm so sorry you can't be with us, Kathy. We'd all love to give you a big hug.
That's right.
Thanks, Harvey.
Sorry. And Stephen Woodley has played a fabulous role as our chief scientist for WCPA. Been integrally involved in the whole thing. I know he's watching from home. We've been communicating all day. I wish Stephen were able to be here too to take some recognition for all this fantastic work. Thanks.
The award of the chair. Kathy.
So finally, maybe I can thank Julia and all of the steering committee and leaders of the specialist groups and task forces. They've all been amazing. These are the powerhouse of WCPA. These are the people who give their time voluntarily, drive all of these amazing products and capacity building efforts. I've had a long run with WCPA. It may amuse you to know I started as a young professional a very, very long time ago. Since 2012, when I took over as deputy chair with Ernesto as chair, it's been quite an amazing run. In 2014, I worked with Trevor and the Australian Parks agencies to help pull together the World Parks Congress, which I think was a major success for WCPA and protected areas altogether. And I look forward to the new leadership leading on a new Parks Congress. We've done an amazing amount of work. WCPA is one of the oldest of the IUCN commissions. We celebrated our 60th anniversary last year. It's one of the most productive and effective commissions, and anyone who's a member should be proud. It all depends, of course, on what you give. And I've been really privileged and honored to work with an amazing bunch of people within the steering committee, the specialist groups, and in the Global Protected Areas program. I'm really sorry I can't be with you all there. I will miss you, but of course I hope to stay engaged. We have 2 good candidates for the new chair, Olivier and Madhu. So I know the commission is in good hands. And of course, you're all very welcome if you come to the UK to visit me in my own private, other effective area-based conservation measure, OECM, in Hadnam. But I really give you all a virtual hug and thank you. It's been an honor and a privilege to work with you. Thanks.
Yeah. And thank you, Kathy. I had this picture up before. Maybe you'd put it back just for a moment. because the Commission and the Global Protected and Conserved Area Program really work in a mutually supportive way. It's a win-win. Can you hear? No? Yeah, I can. So you got start your mic again. So and of course, Kathy and I have also worked together from way back on projects, on missions, on developing all sorts of crazy ideas, including really trying to argue the case for protected areas as being of great significance to human well-being and all of the issues that we're talking about today. These were leadership issues from Kathy. And so we have, it's a kind of a bittersweet moment. It's a bit like IUCN. We always say, we hate to love IUCN and we love to hate IUCN, you know, because it brings us all together and it challenges us in different ways. I think this Congress must be one of the most challenging versions of that hate to love, love to hate. It's a love-hate relationship, basically. But one of the things is that we finally had the chance, in a way, to learn how to meet one another virtually. But the bittersweet moment really is that Kathy will step down as chair and Julia will step down as deputy chair. There will be no end. This is not a farewell. You can't leave IUCN. That's the other thing we say about IUCN. Once you're in it forever in many different ways. And so we thank all of you and we thank them especially for keeping us on the right path. So it's sad that you are stepping down, but you've been contributing to where we are going to in the future, and that's the most important issue. So now I'd like to ask Ruchir and the team over there to turn on the full gallery view and invite all of the people online to turn on their cameras so that we're with us. And just invite maybe spontaneously anybody in the room or anybody on screen. Maybe we start on screen just to say a few words. I just had to mention that I know Kathy is as dedicated as she is. She's going to open another event at 8 p.m. So it's going to be, you know, that one-word cloud kind of solution to this. So I don't know who would like to start. Just jump in.
Kathy, are you there and hearing? I hope yes. I hope yes, because Trevor, if you allow me, I will.
Thanks very much. So, every time I brought an idea to Kathy, I was always really put through my paces, and that's what a good boss does. And it's been, but after we got through that, we worked great together, and it's been a joy, and you're a good friend. Thanks so much.
Steve, Nigel.
Thank
Mike.
you. Yeah, I think it was. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I actually think it was Sue, who can't be with us tonight, had a conversation with you about 10 years ago, Kathy, about standing for chair. So she has maybe she has a little bit of responsibility for this. And I've probably been, I think I said in my note, I've probably been one of your more awkward and frequently needing discipline people, but it's been a ball. Thank you. We've had a lot of fun together, done a lot of fun trips together, done some great work, and I look forward to doing more in the future.
Thank you, Nigel. Kathy. Karen.
Hi, Kathy, and I know that I've absolutely adored working with you, and your leadership is just inspirational. And I also want to let you know that, and as I hope you already know, that it extends well beyond the WCPA inner circle, that the appreciation for you. I was just speaking with Darlene Upton, our Vice President at Parks Canada, and she just wanted to convey how much she appreciates your leadership, and she knows how much she'll be missed, not only by all of us, but also by the WPALF, the World Protected Areas Leadership Forum, that you are a true champion of parks, protected areas, conserved areas of all kinds. And
We love you. So maybe Dan
We're going
is
to miss
there.
you, but we're not letting you get away.
Thank you, Karen. Dan?
I can only really echo what everyone has said. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you, Kathy, and your leadership's been amazing. I think from the ocean side, you know, we've always had a struggle to get traction and in IUCN, and we've needed champions inside IUCN, and you've been a fantastic person to work with to kind of help the ocean cause as well, alongside everything else you've done in the Commission. And just thanks very much indeed. And I look forward to lunch in your OECM in due course.
Yeah. Thank you, Dan. Mike? Mute.
Thank you, Ulia. I hope you're feeling much better, Kathy, across the pond. What can I say? It's been a fantastic 8 or 9 years. I remember first working with you at a special meeting in Jeju. In fact, we should have a celebration with you on Jeju Island again, I think. When you and Nick and Trevor were scheming to insert protected areas into the climate change equation, and since that time, you have raised the influence of WCPA in so many areas. I know people within the Commission, within the IUCN, will recognize your leadership in the various congresses. But from a personal point of view, I really thought you were an excellent leader for this team, exactly what the team needed at the time. You guided us. When proposals came in, you gave us all those asking those irritating questions on why do you need to do this and can it do better. They were irritating, yet they led to a much better outcome. You'll also be remembered within the Commission for being inclusive. The Commission has increased its membership. When I joined, it was around 2,500. Now we're way over 3,000. And in particular, you put a great emphasis on youth, and you've been the champion of youth, and that's been recognized by many of the youth voices that are coming through for the Commission right now. This is just a short and brief farewell, but it's not the end. The maple syrup is on its way over to you. When travel restrictions loosen up, we will find a way to celebrate as former colleagues, but also as friends. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Craig. Go ahead, Craig. Mute.
Unmute, Craig.
Good. He is unmuted. Unfortunately, we don't hear him.
He's unmute, but we don't hear him.
Yes.
So send kisses and hugs. Okay. Kathy, is she there? Yes. Kathy, I'm going to read a couple of messages from Penny, who's not here because of the hour in the night. Kathy, your contribution to conservation through WCPA has been outstanding. The growth in membership and productivity of our steering committee, specialist groups and task forces has been greatly enhanced during your leadership. Despite inevitable differences of opinions from time to time, the steering committee has remained a very cohesive and friendly group. All of us are impressed by your sharp mind and formidable capacity for sheer hard work. We wish you more time to enjoy the natural wonders of the world. You have given so much to save. I look forward to party in Vancouver, perhaps. Lots of love, Penny. And I have the Mark Hawkins.
Yeah.
You read it, Mark Hawkins?
Well, you can.
Oh, my goodness. With my pronunciation?
That's good.
Oh, juice.
It's a C. A C. Not a K, it's a C. So Julia wants me to read this. It's challenging. So, dear Kathy, this is from Mark in Australia. We are spread around the world by this pandemic. So I'm sorry that we're not all together to mark the end of a remarkable 8 years for the Commission with you at the helm. You have set a high bar for chairs to follow and have achieved so much over this time. We all wonder at the energy that you have brought to this voluntary but more than full-time position. I have lots of fond memories of time spent together with you and other colleagues from WCPA. Lebanon and Kenya come especially to mind. So have a break and enjoy a slightly more relaxed pace, and I look forward to catching up before long. Thank you so much for your leadership and friendship, from Mark.
Okay.
So you want to play your thing now?
Yes. I also want to say something. I know, I hope I can give you a message in person very soon, but Kathy, all these years have run so fast. You allowed me to be close to you as deputy chair, letting me learn from you how to work with the most talented and knowledgeable people around the world. I only have words of gratitude and admiration for you, for the way you have led all of us, achieving so many outcomes for the world. I also feel that we could build a friendship that I appreciate very, very much and hope that will last all our lives. With all my love, Kathy.
And Julia put together a few mementos from the times you spent together. So we're going to try and play that. Is it happening? Talk about technology here.
He said more messages? He said there would
No.
be more messages?
I'm going to ask him.
Yay! Do you see them, Kathy?
Yes.
with the young people. So, yeah. Look at the tattoos.
Julia must have spent the whole night doing that. Thanks, Julia.
I think it reflects our carbon footprint.
So I don't know if you have to rush off, Kathy, but if anyone in the audience wants to say something, they could. If you had a few minutes, I don't know. Does anyone?
I've got a few more minutes.
Okay. Anyone else would like to take the mic for a minute? Ah, come. Maria Sol.
I feel so emotional. I just
Important moment. Go ahead.
I feel a little bit emotional. Also seeing some of you, all of you out there. I just want to thank you for sharing this beautiful path with us, with me, for what the Commission represented for me as an opportunity and a platform for professional development. I know. I like to see them in the face. And yeah, I feel just so emotional because it's like if a big circle of our life had just ended, a new one will continue. I think we all build a great leadership and heritage together, and a legacy. That was the word between heritage and leadership. So I just wanted to thank you all. From Dan, that has been, an incredible mentor for me. Kathy for championing, the cause of young professional empowerment and keep rocking on that, and making everyone accountable. Mike, Nigel, really has been an amazing pleasure working with all of you. And I wish for many other young professionals to take this journey because it's been incredible. And I just feel so emotional, but I really wanted to thank you because you made this journey special and you really enriched me. So thank you.
All right. Anybody else?
Yeah, very tough act to follow. But I just wanted to say quickly that my co-editor on the Parks Journal that I mentioned before was Adrian Phillips, a former chair of the commission. So Kathy, I look forward to working with you as a soon-to-be past chair of the commission. This is not a goodbye.
Thank you very much, Kathy. I don't know where to look at where you are over there. I think I really want to thank you because you've brought into the Commission governance and the topic of governance and equity. And I think that really requires a lot of work. And I really hope that the upcoming chairs, and I think we have very good choices there, alternatives, will look into that topic. But you've brought it into that, and I really want to thank you for asking me to be part of the steering committee. Thank you so much.
Can I? There's all this stuff. Yeah, Kathy, thank you so much for your leadership. I think Mike put it very well early on when he said you were just the leader that we needed in this time. And the way that the Commission has grown and the inclusive approach you've taken and your pure willingness to roll up your sleeves and work and to do what you do in a way that seems so driven by your dedication and not by ego, I think is a model for all of us. And I want to thank you for that model.
We agree strongly.
You can close that and then...
Okay, Kathy, I think you have to run, and we just want to give you...
and I think you should all get a drink.
But we want to give you a big applause.
And then ask Madhu and...
Yes. So we...
Thank you all so much.
Yes. Standing ovation. Standing ovation. Standing ovation. Bravo, Kathy.
Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you.
So this is not goodbye, it's just au revoir. And I do want to remind you all that in the Elshuf Biosphere Reserve, we have a cedar tree planted in the name of WCPA. So maybe we'll all get a chance to go back there one day and visit. But thank you very much. And
Thank you,
thanks for all
Kathy.
your amazing work.
Thank you to you. We are going to stay.
Yeah, I'm just telling them. Yeah, go ahead.
But do have a drink or two.
Yeah, we because you made it possible. We will have great drinks after. And if we are going to stay here a little bit more. We want to ask Olivier and Madhu if they want to say hello to the members of the Commission. Take this wonderful opportunity that we are here celebrating. So before we have some drinks, if Madhu and Olivier are here. So.
Is Kathy still here? I don't think so. Okay. Hi, everyone. I think I've spoken to many of you. I'm Madhu Rao, and I was deeply honored to be one of the two nominees for the chair of this commission, together with Olivier. It's been a very, very long campaign, but it was fantastic in that it reinforced to me the great work that the commission members are doing on a voluntary basis, the dedication and the time being put by members across the world. It was really, really amazing to talk to many of you, and it's a truly amazing commission. I always associate the commission with Kathy, and we are going to miss her very much. But I wanted to tell Kathy that she's not off the hook, that we are definitely going to go and seek her advice for many things, without which nothing would be possible. But thank you all very much for your support. In either outcome, I am deeply honored to be part of such a fantastic commission, and I look forward to working with all of you on the amount of work that we need to do for protected and conserved areas moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Madhu. Olivier.
Thank you. Good evening, World Commission on Protected Areas, and good evening, Global Program on Protected Areas, and good evening, family, because this is what we are. We are family, working together, hand in hand, years after years, producing knowledge products, traveling the world to spread the word about the needs of better governments in our protected and conserved areas. So thank you so much. And I think I'm the last line on the agenda before the soft drinks and the wine and the beer. So it's wonderful to be here. And my most deep motivation to become the chair is because I love this family. And this is where I want to be. Thank you.
Thank you, Olivier. So now we invite you to have and brindar with great French wine and beer.
Great. Thanks, everyone. Just give the guys a chance to get it out from under the table.